with Stu Cowan from the Montreal Gazette. And Stu, not a terribly busy weekend for the Montreal Canadiens, but a guy who'd played for Montreal for a number of years is back in the news. PK Subban gets traded from the Nashville Predators to the New Jersey Devils. And is this another one where we're kind of revisiting the trade? And should Montreal Canadiens fans be happy that PK's on the move again, and yet they got Shea Weber for another season?
It's a little ironic because I was sitting right beside Adam Vignon, who covers the Predators for the Nashville, and he was reminded me. I remember I was in Wimbledon at a Eugenie Bouchard press conference when they announced the first PK trade. So it was a lot of. It'll be obviously the D talk in Montreal. I think maybe even more so than who the Canadiens drafted. It's sort of ironic because Shea Weber was dealt from Nashville because of his contract in a large part because it goes on for so long, and I guess they figured at the time that PK's contract was maybe a little bit more digestible.
Younger player too.
Younger player, but I mean, I think his back injury last year, he missed games. That probably plays into it. Plus, they wanted to free up some other cap space. So get ready, New Jersey, Manhattan's right across the the bridge. So I'm sure PK will be taking a big bite out of the Big Apple and stealing a lot of the New York hockey market attention away from the Rangers also.
Okay, let's shift our focus back to the Canadiens, and aside from the first round, what did you take from this year's draft? What was the theme in terms of how the Canadiens made their picks?
It was stocking up again. I mean, they've had, I think it was 21 picks over the last two drafts. They went the defense route. I mean, after picking Caulfield in the first round, the high-scoring winger, they went for Jaden Struble and Matthias Norlinder, two left-shot defensemen too. The Canadiens, they're missing left-hand shots. So they need somebody to play with Shea Weber. I mean, these guys aren't probably going to play with Shea Weber, but looking down the line, they just don't have depth with the left shot defenseman. It's interesting with Jaden Struble. The kid's, he aced it at the NHL Combine. He finished first in bench press. He finished first in hand strength with both hands, which is quite remarkable because you figure there had to be some left-handed kid. So his bad hand was stronger than he finished first in one of the VO2 tests or something. So this kid's just an
a
athlete.
physical specimen.
A physical specimen. He played in the Little League World Series as a kid.
Oh, cool.
He was a first baseman and just a physical specimen with a mean streak, which, as he said, sometimes that can be good.
Awesome. Now, looking ahead to free agency, I don't know how busy you think that Marc Bergevin is going to be, but they do have some cap space. There's some interesting free agents. Anyone that you think that Montreal fans should be kind of, paying attention to?
I think Matt Duchene is the obvious pick. I mean, this is a team that has trouble scoring goals, has more trouble on the power play. He would fit in, but he's not going to come cheap. And the Canadiens so often have to overpay to get a free agent. You factor in the Quebec taxes. Marc Bergevin spoke at the end of last season about how he's had free agents who wanted to come to Montreal, but their wives didn't want to come to Montreal.
Interesting.
And that's sort of where the language factor comes in a little bit, because for the players, I don't think it really matters that much. They travel in a pack, right? They're together all the time at the practice rink, wherever. It's the wives who are at home in a mostly French environment that they're not used to with their kids. I mean, the wives, most of the married guys with kids live near the Canadiens practice rink in Brossard, so they have their own the wives get together. But it can be difficult. It can be a difficult adjustment with a new culture, new language. And as I said, I think it's harder on the wives. So when Marc Bergevin said that, I wasn't actually shocked.
Yeah, I wonder if also with Montreal now, you've got Domi, you've got Kotkaniemi, you've got Price, you've got a lot of players where the free agent maybe coming in doesn't have to feel like he's the guy anymore. I wonder if that's going to have any effect.
That's true, and these guys I mentioned are single guys. I remember back in the days of the Quebec Nordiques, the single guys loved playing in Quebec.
Right.
So the married guys weren't that much, but Domi came in here. Yeah, the young guys, Max Domi has embraced everything about being a Montreal Canadien. He absolutely loves it. He loves the attention on the ice, off the ice, and I think he's a good guy to maybe sell the team to some other guys and say, look at what it's like to play here. And when things are bad in Montreal, it can be really bad, but when things are good in Montreal, a lot of guys say it, there's not really a better place to play in the NHL.
Well, we'll have to see. I think Montreal is definitely a team to watch and definitely a team to follow. You can follow Stu Cowan and the Montreal Gazette and all of Post Media papers. For Post Media News, I'm Michael Tricos with Stu Cowan.